There are moments in life when everything feels quiet. The doors remain closed, the prayers seem unanswered, and the heart begins to wonder, Ya Allah, do you hear me? But this is where faith must speak louder than fear. Just because you cannot see movement does not mean nothing is happening. Allah is working in silence for you. In the unseen, beyond what your eyes can perceive and beyond what your mind can understand, He is arranging what is best for your life. Sometimes we mistake silence for rejection when in reality it is preparation. Sometimes the delay that pains your heart today is the very mercy that will save you tomorrow. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, sees what you cannot see. He knows the tears you have hidden, the prayers you whisper in the darkness of the night, and the weight you carry in your chest that no one else understands. Every single moment of pain, every moment of waiting, every sleepless night is known to Him. There are moments in life when everything around you seems frozen, as if time itself has stopped moving. You pray, you wait, you hope, and yet nothing appears to change. The opportunities you longed for do not come. The pain in your heart does not seem to ease. And the answers you have been asking for remain hidden behind a silence that can feel overwhelming. In such moments, the human heart often begins to question whether anything is happening at all. But this is precisely where faith invites you to look beyond what the eyes can see. Just because you cannot witness the movement does not mean there is no movement. Allah's plan is always in motion, even when life seems still. The beauty of divine wisdom is that it operates far beyond the limits of human understanding. We often judge our circumstances by what is visible in the present moment. If the door is closed, we assume the answer is no. If the path is blocked, we think we are being denied. If the waiting becomes long, we fear we have been forgotten. Yet Allah, in His infinite knowledge, sees the entire picture from beginning to end. What appears to us as a delay may in reality be protection. What feels like stillness may actually be preparation. What looks like loss may be the first step toward a greater blessing that we are not yet ready to receive. Sometimes Allah is aligning people, places, and moments in ways that your mind could never imagine. While you are worried about one closed door, He may be preparing 10 better ones ahead. While you are grieving over what did not happen, He may be saving you from a path that would have brought you pain. The unseen world is filled with divine arrangements. Hearts are being softened, circumstances are being shifted, and events are unfolding in perfect order, all by the will of the One who controls all things. Think about how often in life something you once desperately wanted did not happen, only for you to later realize that it was actually a mercy. At the time, it felt like disappointment. It felt like unanswered prayer. It felt like silence. But with time came understanding. You began to see that if that particular thing had entered your life when you wanted it, it might have harmed you, distracted you, or led you away from something far better. This is the nature of divine planning. Allah's wisdom encompasses what your emotions in the moment cannot comprehend. The heart often seeks immediate answers, but Allah's plan is not bound by human urgency. His wisdom unfolds according to perfect timing. There are lessons that need to be learned, strength that needs to be built, and faith that needs to deepen before certain blessings arrive. Sometimes the delay is not because what you seek is not written for you, but because Allah is first preparing you to receive it in the best possible way. A blessing given too early can become a burden. A door opened before its time can lead to regret. So in His mercy, He allows you to wait, not to punish you, but to refine you. This waiting period is often where the soul grows the most. It is where trust is tested and sincerity is purified. When everything is easy, faith can feel simple. But when life becomes silent and the answers do not come, that is when true reliance on Allah is formed. It is in the unseen moments when you continue to pray despite not seeing results that your connection with Him becomes stronger. The waiting itself becomes an act of worship because every moment of patience is a declaration that you believe Allah knows what is best. Allah's plan is not only moving around you, it is moving within you. Even the struggles you face are shaping your heart, your character, and your understanding. Pain teaches lessons that comfort never could. Delay teaches trust in a way instant success never does. Every hardship carries within it a hidden transformation. Perhaps the person you are becoming through this test is more valuable than the thing you are asking for. Perhaps Allah is not only preparing your blessing, but preparing you to be worthy of it. When you look at life through the lens of faith, you begin to understand that no moment is ever wasted. Every tear has meaning. Every delay has purpose. Every hardship carries wisdom. Even when you cannot trace the reason, you can trust the One who has written it. Allah does not act without wisdom, and He does not allow events to unfold randomly. Every single detail of your life is under His knowledge and control. This realization brings peace to the heart. It reminds you that stillness is not emptiness. Silence is not absence. Delay is not denial. Allah's plan is always in motion, even when nothing around you seems to be changing. In the unseen, He is arranging what is best for your dunya and your akhirah. He is protecting you from what could break you and guiding you toward what will elevate you. So when life feels still, do not let your heart be deceived by appearances. The absence of visible change does not mean Allah has stopped working. The one who turns night into day and brings life from the earth after it was dead is fully capable of changing your condition in a single moment. What feels impossible to you is effortless for Him. What seems delayed to you is perfectly timed by Him. Behind every quiet season, there is a wisdom too deep for the eyes to see and too beautiful for the heart to fully understand yet. There are times in life when the silence around you feels heavier than the hardship itself. You make dua with tears in your eyes, you raise your hands in the depths of the night, and yet the answer does not seem to come. Days pass, then weeks, then months, and the heart begins to whisper dangerous thoughts. Has Allah left me? Why is nothing changing? Why is everything so quiet? But one of the most important truths a believer must hold on to is this: silence does not mean abandonment. The human heart often associates response with speed. We feel that if something happens quickly, it means we are being heard, and if it takes time, perhaps we are being ignored. But Allah is not limited by the expectations of His creation. His silence is never emptiness, and His delay is never neglect. Sometimes what feels like silence is actually one of the deepest forms of divine mercy. Think about the way a seed is planted beneath the soil. From above, it looks as if nothing is happening. The earth is still, quiet, and lifeless to the eye. But beneath that silence, roots are forming. Growth is taking place in darkness. Something beautiful is being prepared in a place where no one can yet see it. In the same way, Allah often works in the unseen parts of your life. Just because your eyes cannot witness the process does not mean the process has stopped. Many times Allah remains silent because He is teaching the soul something greater than what it initially asked for. Sometimes the prayer you made is not being denied, it is being transformed into something better. What you asked for may not be what your heart truly needs. Allah, in His knowledge, knows what lies ahead, what each decision leads to, and what each path contains. His silence may be shielding you from something that appears beautiful but carries pain within it. There are moments when Allah's silence is actually protection. You may be asking for a certain relationship, a certain job, a certain opportunity, or a certain outcome, believing it will bring you peace. But Allah sees what you do not. He knows the hidden harm, the future heartbreak, the distraction from your faith, or the burden it may place on your shoulders. So He keeps the door closed, and in that silence, He protects you from what your emotions are too eager to recognize. Sometimes silence is also a test of sincerity. Do you worship Allah only when your prayers are answered quickly, or do you continue turning to Him when the answer is delayed? True faith shines most beautifully in the quiet seasons. It is easy to praise Allah when life is unfolding according to your desires, but the real strength of Iman appears when nothing seems to be changing and you still continue to trust Him. In those silent moments, your connection with Allah can become stronger than ever before. When the world cannot comfort you, when people do not understand what you are carrying, and when circumstances remain unchanged, the heart begins to lean more deeply on its Creator. The silence pushes you closer to Him. It teaches you reliance, patience, and surrender. What first felt like abandonment slowly becomes intimacy with the one who always hears, even the whispers of your soul. Never forget that Allah hears every dua, even the ones you speak only in your heart. He hears the words you cannot even bring yourself to say aloud. He knows the pain hidden behind your smile and the burden behind your silence. His knowledge of your condition is complete. So when He remains silent, it is never because He is unaware. It is because His wisdom is operating beyond the moment you are living in. Sometimes the answer is already on its way, but Allah is waiting for the perfect time. Human beings often focus on desire while Allah focuses on readiness. Perhaps what you are asking for is indeed written for you, but not yet. Maybe your heart needs more strength, your character needs more refinement, or your faith needs more depth before the blessing arrives. A gift given before its time can become a trial rather than a mercy. There is also a hidden mercy in the silence that teaches us to release control. Many of our anxieties come from wanting immediate certainty. We want to know when, how, and through whom things will happen. But Allah's silence reminds us that our task is not to control outcomes. Our task is to trust the one who controls them. This trust does not remove pain, but it transforms it into patience and hope. Reflect on the lives of the prophets who often endured long periods of waiting. Their prayers were heard, but the answers came according to divine wisdom, not human urgency. The waiting itself elevated them. The silence was part of their spiritual growth. In the same way, your silent season may be shaping you into a stronger believer, a wiser person, and a heart more connected to Allah than ever before. So when life grows quiet and your prayers seem to disappear into the stillness of the night, remind yourself that silence is not abandonment. Allah's mercy does not always arrive in noise. Sometimes it comes in quiet protection, unseen preparation, and hidden wisdom. The silence may be carrying a blessing so profound that if it had arrived sooner, you would never have understood its value. And perhaps in this very moment, while your heart is waiting and your eyes are searching for signs, Allah is already writing a future for you, more beautiful than anything you could have asked for on your own. One of the most difficult lessons for the human heart is learning to trust timing that it does not control. We live in a world that teaches us to seek quick results, immediate answers, and instant relief. When something we deeply desire does not arrive when we expect it, the heart becomes restless. We begin to ask, why is it taking so long? Why now? Why not sooner? Yet one of the most beautiful realities of faith is understanding that Allah's timing is never early, never late, but always perfect. What you want may be good, but the time you want it may not be. This is where divine wisdom surpasses human understanding. We often see only the present moment. We see our pain, our longing, and our immediate need. Allah, however, sees the full picture, the past that shaped you, the present you are living, and the future you cannot yet imagine. He knows exactly when a blessing will uplift you and when it may overwhelm you. He knows when a door should remain closed for your protection and when it should open for your growth. Trusting divine timing means believing that what is written for you cannot miss you, and what misses you was never meant for you. This belief brings peace to the restless heart. It frees you from the burden of constantly comparing your journey to others. Someone else may seem to receive what they want sooner: marriage, success, wealth, healing, or opportunities, but their timeline is not yours. Allah writes every life with unique wisdom, unique tests, and unique blessings. Sometimes we become impatient because we assume delay means denial, but delay is often preparation. A blessing that comes too soon can become a burden. Imagine receiving something your heart has not yet matured enough to handle. What you once begged for might break you if it arrives before you are spiritually, emotionally, or mentally ready. Allah, in His mercy, withholds not because He wants to deprive you, but because He wants to give you what is best at the best possible moment. There are times when you look back and realize that something you desperately wanted years ago would not have truly served you then. Perhaps you lacked the wisdom to manage it, the strength to protect it, or the faith to appreciate it. But after hardship, after growth, after lessons and healing, the same blessing arrives and now it fits perfectly into your life. That is the beauty of divine timing. Allah does not merely give, He gives with wisdom. Trusting timing also means accepting that sometimes the answer to your dua is not immediate because Allah is preparing something greater than what you requested. You may be asking for one door while He is preparing a better path altogether. You may be focused on one specific outcome while Allah sees 10 outcomes ahead and knows which one contains the most care for your dunya and akhirah. The heart often wants certainty, but faith asks for surrender. Surrender does not mean giving up on your hopes. It means handing over the when and the how to Allah. You continue to pray, continue to strive, and continue to trust while understanding that the result belongs to Him alone. This surrender is not weakness. It is one of the highest forms of spiritual strength. There is profound peace in knowing that Allah's plan unfolds with perfect precision. Every meeting, every delay, every missed opportunity, every unexpected turn carries meaning. What seems random to us is part of a divine arrangement. The people who enter your life, the doors that close, the ones that open, and the moments that change everything are all written with purpose. Sometimes the timing itself is the blessing. Had something happened earlier, it might not have had the same impact. A lesson learned too soon may not be understood. A relationship begun too early may not survive. A success achieved before inner discipline is built may lead to arrogance. Allah knows the exact moment when a blessing will be most beneficial to your soul. Even hardship has timing. Sometimes the tests you face are not punishments, but preparations. Allah may be using this season to strengthen your patience, deepen your trust, and purify your heart. What you see as delay may actually be a sacred process of becoming. He is shaping you into the person who can carry the blessing you are asking for. When you trust divine timing, you stop forcing what is not meant for the moment. You stop exhausting yourself chasing what Allah has not yet opened. Instead, you focus on what you can do now. Worship, improve yourself, make sincere dua, and remain hopeful. You begin to understand that your responsibility is effort and trust, while the timing belongs to Allah. There is also comfort in knowing that nothing written for you can ever be taken by someone else. Rizq, opportunities, love, healing, and success are all decreed by Allah. If something is meant to enter your life, no force on earth can prevent it. If something is not meant for you, no amount of chasing will make it remain. This truth calms the heart and replaces anxiety with tawakkul. So when life does not move according to your schedule, remind yourself that you are not forgotten. The one who created time is never bound by it. His wisdom is operating beyond your vision, beyond your understanding, and beyond your immediate emotions. Every unanswered prayer, every silent wait, and every delayed blessing is being held within a plan more perfect than you can currently see. And perhaps the very thing you are waiting for is already on its way, arriving at the exact moment your heart, your life, and your faith are ready to receive it in the most beautiful way possible. Patience is one of the most powerful qualities a believer can carry, yet it is often born in the most difficult seasons of life. No one asks for hardship, no one willingly chooses pain, and no heart enjoys waiting through uncertainty. But it is often through these very moments that Allah strengthens the soul in ways comfort never can. Patience does not simply help you endure hardship, it transforms hardship into a means of growth, purification, and elevation. When life becomes heavy, the first instinct of the human heart is often to seek escape. We want the pain to disappear quickly, the problem to be solved immediately, and the answer to arrive without delay. But faith teaches something deeper. It teaches that not every storm is sent to destroy you. Some storms are sent to build you. Some trials arrive not as punishments, but as pathways to a stronger connection with Allah. Patience or sabr is not passive suffering. It is an active form of trust. It is the strength to keep believing when circumstances give you reasons to doubt. It is the courage to continue making dua when answers seem delayed. It is the discipline to guard your tongue from despair and your heart from hopelessness. Through patience, hardship stops being merely pain and becomes a process of spiritual refinement. There are lessons that only struggle can teach. Ease may comfort the heart, but trials reveal its depth. You often do not know the strength of your faith until life tests it. In moments of hardship, the heart learns who it truly relies upon. The things of this world begin to lose their illusion of control, and the soul turns more sincerely toward Allah. What begins as pain often becomes purification. Sometimes Allah allows a hardship to remain for a while because the lesson within it is still unfolding. Perhaps your heart needs to become more humble. Perhaps your trust needs to become stronger. Perhaps your dependence on people needs to shift into dependence on your Creator. These lessons are not always easy, but they are deeply transformative. Patience strengthens faith because it teaches you to believe in what you cannot yet see. When everything around you looks uncertain, sabr allows you to hold on to the certainty that Allah is still in control. You may not understand why the test came, why the delay continues, or why the answer has not yet arrived, but patience reminds you that understanding is not always required for trust. Every hardship carries hidden opportunities for spiritual growth. The pain of waiting teaches reliance. The pain of loss teaches detachment from dunya. The pain of uncertainty teaches surrender. Through each of these, faith becomes more mature. A believer who has walked through difficulty with patience often emerges with a heart more connected to Allah than ever before. Think about how many times hardship has changed people. Some of the strongest souls are those who have been through the deepest pain. Their words carry wisdom, their prayers carry sincerity, and their hearts carry softness because struggle taught them what comfort never could. Hardship can either break a person or build them, and patience is what turns the breaking into building. Patience also reminds us that every test has a purpose. Allah does not burden a soul without wisdom. The difficulty you are facing right now may be shaping a future version of yourself that is stronger, wiser, and closer to Him. Sometimes the person you become through the hardship is more valuable than the hardship itself ending. There is a special beauty in remaining patient when no one sees your struggle except Allah. Those silent tears, those private du'as, those sleepless nights filled with worry, Every moment of sabr is known to him. Nothing is lost. Every act of patience is an act of worship. Every time you choose trust over despair, your faith is strengthened. Patience is not the absence of pain. You can be patient and still cry. You can be patient and still feel hurt. Sabr does not mean pretending everything is fine. It means carrying your pain with trust. It means allowing yourself to feel the weight of the moment while still believing that Allah's mercy surrounds it. Sometimes the hardship itself is a doorway to blessings you could not have reached otherwise. A test may redirect your life. A heartbreak may bring you closer to Allah. A failure may lead you to a path more aligned with your purpose. What seems painful now may one day become the very reason you thank Allah. This is why patience strengthens faith so deeply. It teaches the heart to see beyond the moment. Instead of focusing only on the pain of today, you begin to trust the wisdom of tomorrow. You begin to believe that every tear is counted, every prayer is heard, and every hardship carries hidden mercy. The believer's strength is not measured by how little they suffer, but by how much trust they maintain while suffering. Through patience, the soul learns resilience. Through waiting, the heart learns surrender. Through trials, faith becomes real, not theoretical. And perhaps one of the greatest gifts of patience is that it teaches you to find peace even before the hardship ends. True sabr allows the heart to remain anchored in Allah even while the storm continues. It creates an inner calm that does not depend on circumstances. The problem may still exist, but the heart no longer feels alone within it. So when hardship enters your life, do not assume it is the end of your peace. It may be the beginning of your growth. Through patience, Allah is strengthening something inside you that no worldly comfort could ever build. He is teaching your soul endurance, trust, and reliance. The trial that feels heavy today may be the very thing that raises your faith to a level it could never have reached in ease. And one day you may look back and realize that the season you feared the most was the season that brought you closest to your Lord and transformed your heart forever.